This video is a video response to another video I watched today on Psalm 4, and the link to that video is in the description. The thing which jumped out for me today when I read Psalm 4 were verses 4 and 5. The psalmist in verse 2 has been saying that people have been questioning his honour and telling lies. When people do this against us, our natural reaction is to get angry. We want to set the record straight. We want to get revenge. We want payback. But this can lead to bitterness and resentment. But what does the psalmist tell us to do? In verse 4 and 5 we have these words: "Be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your own hearts, on your beds, and be silent. Offer right sacrifices, and put your trust in the Lord." The psalmist does tell us to be angry. At times it is right to be concerned and annoyed at what's happened to us. But the psalmist tells us we mustn't let that lead us into sin. But what are we to do about it? We're to think quietly about it, to ponder it in our hearts. But above all, we are to come before God. We have to put our trust in the Lord. We have to rely on the Lord sorting the situation out. Ultimately, He will deal with it. And this also tied in some ways with a devotional I was reading this morning. The devotional was looking at 2 Kings chapter 5 verses 2 and 3, which are as follows. "Now the Syrians in one of their raids had carried off a little girl from the land of Israel, and she worked in the service of Naaman's wife. She said to her mistress, 'Would that my Lord were with the prophet who is in Samaria. He would cure him of his leprosy.'" That little girl had every right to be angry. She was taken away from her family, her friends, to a foreign land as a slave. But what did she do when she heard that her master was sick? Her instinct was for his good. She wanted him to be healed. So she directed him towards the prophet of the Lord in Samaria, to a man of God, so that he could be healed. That little girl still trusted in the Lord. That's who her trust was in, even though she was in a far away land.